It was Thanksgiving Eve in New York City. Twinkling lights lined the streets, and laughter spilled out of restaurants. But for Ethan Morgan, CEO of a billion-dollar tech company, it was just another evening to remind him how empty success could feel. He sat alone at an elegant rooftop restaurant. The table before him was set for four, an illusion he kept up year after year, as if someone might still join him. The crisp white tablecloth, polished silverware, and flickering candle only made the loneliness louder. A cold breeze slipped past the glass panels, and Ethan pulled his tailored coat tighter around him. He sipped a glass of Merlot, his eyes wandering over the families seated nearby. One table buzzed with parents and children laughing over inside jokes. Another was clinking glasses in celebration. Ethan, despite all his power and wealth, had never felt more like a ghost in his own life. He used to have a family, a wife, a son. But his relentless pursuit of ambition had pushed them away. Late nights at the office turned into missed birthdays. Phone calls became emails. Eventually, silence. Just as he was about to check his phone, a small voice broke through the haze. "Excuse me, mister, do you want to have dinner with us?" Ethan turned, surprised. Standing beside his table was a little girl, no older than 7. She wore a red hoodie and held a crinkled paper turkey cutout in her hands. Her eyes were bright, innocent, completely unaware of who he was or how much he had. She wasn't selling anything. She wasn't begging. She was just inviting. Scene 2, a table full of strangers. Ethan blinked. "Dinner, with you?" The little girl nodded eagerly and pointed to a nearby table, where a woman, her mother, no doubt, offered a warm smile and a gentle nod of encouragement. "I'm Lily," she said proudly. "Mom says no one should eat alone on Thanksgiving." Ethan hesitated. Every instinct told him to politely decline and retreat into his solitude. But something about Lily's face, a mixture of boldness and purity, tugged at him. He stood slowly and followed her to the table. Sarah, Lily's mother, greeted him kindly. "I hope you don't mind. She has a big heart." "It's refreshing," Ethan replied, taking a seat. "I'm Ethan." Their meal was modest: turkey sandwiches, mashed potatoes packed from home in foil, and 2 apple juice boxes. Compared to the gourmet dishes on Ethan's table, it was humble. But it felt real. Lily chatted non-stop. She told him about her school art projects, how she loved to paint sunsets, and how her dad used to cook pancakes in the shape of animals before he passed away last year. Ethan's heart sank. Sarah chimed in occasionally, sharing that things had been tight since her husband's accident. They were renting a small apartment, she worked part-time at a grocery store, and they were just getting by. Yet neither of them complained. There was laughter, light, and gratitude in their words. Ethan, used to meetings filled with shallow conversations and carefully curated personas, felt something in his chest crack open. This wasn't just a dinner. It was an invitation back to humanity. Scene 3, the painting and the past. After dinner, they stepped outside together. The city air was crisp, the sky painted in stars and streetlight glow. Sarah turned to thank Ethan for joining them, but he interrupted. "No. Thank you. It's been a long time since I felt like I belonged at a table." Lily reached into her jacket and handed him the crinkled paper turkey she had shown him earlier. On the back was a drawing, 4 stick figures at a table, one tall one in a suit, smiling. "That's you," she said cheerfully. "You looked sad over there. But now you're not." Ethan clutched the paper tighter than he meant to. He felt his throat tighten. Years of ignored holidays, missed moments with his son, and the bitter loneliness of a high-rise office corner all seemed to collapse at once. He looked at Sarah and, for the first time in a long while, opened up. "My son's name is Jacob. He's about your age, Lily. I haven't seen him in 10 years. Sarah placed a hand on his shoulder. Maybe it's not too late. Sometimes, second chances come in strange packages. Ethan nodded, the wind stinging his eyes, or maybe it was something else. Scene 4, An Unexpected Gift. 2 weeks later, Sarah and Lily stood at the entrance of a grand ballroom lit with golden chandeliers. It was the annual holiday gala hosted by Ethan's company, but this year, something was different. They spotted Ethan on stage, holding a microphone, beaming. "Tonight," he began, "I want to honor someone special. 2, actually." He gestured toward Lily and Sarah. "A little girl reminded me what it means to care, to notice, to be human. So tonight, I'm launching the Lily Project, an art and education program to fund opportunities for children in underserved communities. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness spark the biggest change." Lily clapped wildly, and Sarah stood frozen, her eyes glistening. As the applause roared, Ethan stepped off the stage and approached them, his eyes misty. "I called Jacob," he said, voice trembling. He answered. "We're meeting next week." Sarah's mouth fell open. She didn't speak, she didn't need to. Her smile said everything. "You did that," Ethan told Lily. "You reminded me that people can still come back." Scene 5, A Table Set for More. New Year's Eve came with snowflakes and hope. Inside Ethan's penthouse, the once sterile space now overflowed with life. Handmade crafts covered the walls. The aroma of fresh food filled the air. There were no polished speeches, no investors, no board members. Just people, real people. Lily ran from room to room in excitement, followed by Jacob, Ethan's now teenage son. Their laughter echoed off the walls, softening the hard edges of a place that had once felt like a gilded prison. Sarah entered the room with mugs of cocoa. Ethan took one and looked around his home, no longer just a residence, but finally a home. The large table, once an unused piece of furniture, was now the centerpiece of the room, filled with dishes, drinks, and the sounds of love. Lily climbed into Ethan's lap. "You're not sad anymore," she whispered. "No," Ethan replied, wrapping his arms around her. "Because now, I have something worth more than money. I have a family." He caught Jacob's eye across the table. His son smiled. Not all wounds heal overnight, but healing had begun. That night, Ethan placed the paper turkey in a frame on the mantel. It reminded him of a lesson he never wanted to forget. One simple question, "Do you want to have dinner with us?" can change a life. Because sometimes, all it takes is a child's heart to remind even the loneliest soul what it means to be human again.